Jean-Pierre from Medialpha, hoping and great. This video is about a question that we received. How many bank accounts should I have in order to manage my money well? I don't know if you're like me, but a lot of times I used to ask myself, how come I have my income that comes in and then, I live my life. I don't even know where the money goes really. And I have money to pay my things. It's fine, but at the same time, it seems like I don't have money for a specific project. I don't have money to do the rentals. I don't have money for this. I don't have money for that. How do I budget? How do I organize my income, my finances? And honestly, the concept has been for a long time very, very, very unclear for me. And what I found is that I did a class with a trainer called T.R. Becker. You might want to check it online, and super interesting, very, very smart man. And one thing that he talked about was about having 6 bank accounts. I was like, 6 bank accounts? 6 bank accounts it sounds like a lot of management, right? And unless you understand why, it sounds like a lot. But once I understood why, it totally changed my life. And I'll kind of share you the story and what he's talking about, because I think it could bring value to you. And if you think it does, please put a thumbs up, put comments below, share it with your friends, because to me, it really changed a lot of ways in the way I perceive money and how I manage it. And I thought it would be very important for you to see. So let's talk about those 6 bank accounts. I'm going to just give them to you one by one. They're not in order of priority. It's just 6 bank accounts. So the first bank account is investment. So there's a saying that says, pay yourself first. In business, they say pay yourself. So the moment you get income, let's say at your job, you get your paycheck, the first 10% should go into investment. Whether it's through real estate, stock market, name it, just invest that money. Get accustomed to live beneath your means at 90% at the very least. So get there if that's an objective. Once you get there, what happens is that you get to know to live beneath your means, meaning that if you're not able to do it, because right now you're spending all your money, which is a lot of people are like that, and it's totally fine. Watch a video that we did about keeping track of your habits, because then you'll find out that keeping track of where you spend your money, you'll realize that maybe you can save 10 or 20% because there's some expenses that you didn't need to do or you didn't realize we're still doing and things like that. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. Obviously, I have to redo that constantly because we tend to forget. We register to something and we forget to delete it, and that's a leakage. So what I'm saying is look at your expenses, and in there, you're probably going to be able to find ways to get to that 10%. But that 10% is fantastic because as you invest your money, obviously it will create more money, which increases your 10% and increases the allocation of money for all your accounts, which is very interesting. So the 10%, invest the money there. In an ideal world, whatever income that you make there, don't even touch it. Just reinvest it so it will grow even faster. So that's number one. Number 2 is the fund account. So the fund account is there to balance the investment account, because leaving beneath your mean is great. It's very cool. But at the same time, there could be challenges oriented towards that. And for some people, investment is fun. Like for me, I like investing. So I like looking at stocks. I like looking at those type of things. So for me, it's a lot of fun. On the flip side, for me, taking energy or time to go outside and do fun things, it kind of sounds weird, but I'm having a lot of fun doing those videos, having projects and things like that. So I don't really think about, going out and so on. But we need to have that. We need to socialize. We need to be with people. We need to, I have a family, I have kids, so I need to obviously take time with them. And it's very important. Now, the fund account comes in to balance that. It's very useful because that money is allocated to have fun. So when you do it, have fun with it as much as you can. Do new projects, new activities, things you've never done before, and just blow the money. And it's kind of interesting for that. And me, it changed my life because every time I used to go out and have fun and go to a restaurant or whatever, I used to say, okay, this cost me money. That means I cannot invest it there. So everything that I would do was not as fun because I was always thinking about, I'm losing this when I'm doing that. And it was always a fight. Now, by separating the two and actually focusing that money on, you deserve it. Have fun. And the more fun you have, the more you'll enjoy having more fun. And if you increase your income, then your 10% for investment will be bigger, but your 10% for fun will be bigger, so then you can have more fun. You see where I'm going with that? So what I'm realizing is that now I can have fun, and I plan activities for this month, next month, and the month after with my family, my wife, and so on. And we're enjoying those moments because I'm not thinking about what I'm losing. I'm thinking about the moment I'm having with them, the memories I'm building with them, and I can enjoy it because it was allocated for that. So it respected obviously my wife and my kids' needs, which is spending time. And it also respected my need, which is spending time with them, and also making sure that I'm not taking anything away from my investments because it's two separate buckets, which I think is fantastic because then I'm allowed to focus and I'm actually enjoying increasing that percentage so that we could have even more memories and more fun together. So it's actually a very, very stimulating bucket in terms of bank account to have. Now, the third one is education. You might have something that you wanted to do. And education is fantastic because it keeps your mind rolling. And whenever you get stimulated in something, it translates and it permeates in the rest of your life. So let's say you wanted to know how to knit, or you wanted to know how to paint, or you wanted to know about investment, or you wanted to know about how to eat better, and so on and so forth. Have a bank account 10% to pay for your education. Sometimes we feel like, oh, having a trainer could be too expensive. Well, if it's part of your education account and you want to pay a trainer to learn how to train better so that you could train by yourself or so on, then learn it. You want to learn about how to cook better so that you could have, a healthier food at home, learn it. You want to learn how to knit because it was always a passion of yours to make, things for your grandchildren or even for yourself or for whatever. Learn it. And then you're going to have fun, but then you won't feel bad about it because it's part of your education account. So that's very, very, very good to have because that's going to keep you stimulated for you to do better things and always learning new things. So that makes your life not stagnant because you're always there to grab new information and it changes your life for everything else. So that's the education account. Special project account, that's another 10%. This is more long-term project. Like I want to buy a car. I want to have a new house. I want to have a vacation. I want to do whatever it is. It's a longer-term project for which you can save. So in this 10%, you can allocate it in smaller project. You want to do a small reno at your house. You want to repair something, whatever it is, depending on the price. It could be a small $500 thing. It could be a $10,000 thing. It doesn't matter. The point is that you allocate. So let's say out of the 10%, you put 5% on that new car, 2% on that repair in the bathroom, and so on. What's interesting about it is that you're allocating the money. And then as you see, it's a bit like a bar, when you have this distance to do, it's like a race. And the money comes in the bucket. And eventually when you get there, ding, 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 you can actually do it. And it's actually fun because you don't feel bad about doing it. You allocated money for it. And it's part of the percentage that we talked. So everything makes sense. So then you could actually do that project. And at the same time, it makes everybody happy because then you can end up having the things that you want because you allocated budget for it. And if you want to have it faster, then, find a way to either reduce your expenses so that your percentage could go higher, or find a way to increase your income so that your percentage can go higher too. So that's very good. And the other thing is donation. Again, to me, it could have been the first one because I think donating money is very important. And donating money is extremely important. Besides the fact that on a financial standpoint, it gives you tax break. That's not really for that reason that you do it, but it does. So that helps. At the end of the year, tax break is pretty cool. But the reality is that donating money is actually supporting causes that you believe in to contribute to the world. And what is better than knowing that what you do for a living, your income that you get is there for, supporting your family and so on, but at the same time, helping and changing people's life. Whether you believe in any cause that can be a positive, helping the elderly, helping the poor, helping people that are on the street, helping for mental education, against bullying, whatever the cause is, if you contribute to that, that feels there's no price to this. So that 10%, is worth way more than 10% to you for sure, and to the people that you're having an impact even immensely more. And, sometimes a lot of donation companies are having a harder time helping people because they're lacking the funds. Be part of the ones that are giving, and that's going to change your life and obviously change other people's lives. So I think it's very important. That's the donation bucket, another 10%. The other 50% should be your daily expense, your house, your electricity, your telephone, all those type of expenses, your groceries, and so on. And that would be 50%. Now, I can already hear people saying, are you serious? How do you want me to do that? I'm already at 100% and I don't have anything less. How do you want me to allocate that money? The reality is there are two things. First of all, I totally understand because I was the same thing, right? When I started, I was I was hearing this, I'm man, this is going to be very, very tough. And honestly, I'm not there yet too. I'm in the process because I see my percentage change. But, you can start with even 1% in each bucket and 95% in your daily expense bucket, right? But as you take the video where you keep track of your expenses, you look at that video and you start doing that, you're like, oh, wow, I could actually bring my 1% to 2%, maybe my 2% to 3%, and so on. And you realize also that, your education bucket, your fund bucket, your special project bucket are still expenses that you were doing when it was 100%. But because they're allocated in a certain way, you just see the money used differently and at a different speed. Meaning that thing that was $3,000 that you would put on your credit card, you're not putting on your credit card anymore. So you're not paying interest. And because you're not paying interest, you're saving money because it's expensive, the credit card. So you're saving money. And that money that you saved is allocated in the bucket for the next thing because you're delaying certain purchases, having other ones sooner. So in the end, you realize that your financial buckets will help you save money too. So I hope that was useful for you. And if it was, again, please share to your friends, put the thumbs up button, the like button so that we could share that video with more people. And please put comments below if it made sense. So on this note, I wish you a very good day. Bye.